राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सद्भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanmitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitansha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyamadi Pashyatade Satarani Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त की जय। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1 and Chapter 13, and title Dhritarashtra quits home. Shloks Kramank 10. Please repeat after me. भवद्भिदा भागवतास तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तस्तेन गदाभृता। भवद्भिदा भागवतास तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तस्तेन गदाभृता। भवद्भिदा भागवतास तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तस्तेन गदाभृता। प्रभुस भवद्भिदा भागवता तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तस्तेन गदाभृता। भवद्भिदा भागवता तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तस्तेन गदाभृता। Word to word meaning. Bhavata, your good self. Vidaha, like. Bhagavataha, devotees. Tirtha, the holy place of pilgrimage. Bhutaha, converted into. Swayam, personally. Vibho, O powerful one. Tirthi kurvanti, make into the holy place of pilgrimage. Tirthani, the holy place. Swa antena sthena, having been situated in heart. Gadabhrita, the personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. My Lord, devotee like your good self are verily holy place personified, because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart. You turn all places in the holy place of the pilgrimage. Purport. The personality of Godhead is omnipresent by his diverse potencies everywhere, just as the power of electricity is distributed everywhere within the space. Similarly, the Lord's omnipresence is perceived and manifested by the Lord, His unalloyed devotee like Vidura. Just as electricity is manifested in the electric bulb. The pure devotee like Vidura always feel the presence of the Lord everywhere. He sees everything in the potency of the Lord and Lord in the everything. The holy place all over the earth are meant for purifying the polluted consciousness of the human being, and by the atmosphere surcharged with the presence of the Lord's unalloyed devotee. If anyone visits the holy place, he must search out the pure devotee residing in the such holy place and take lesson from them. Try to apply such instruction in the practical life and thus gradually prepare oneself for the ultimate salvation, going back to Godhead. To go to some holy place of the pilgrimage does not mean only to take the bath in the Ganges or the Yamuna or visit the temple situated in those places. One should also find the representative of the Vidura who have no desire in the life save and except to serve the personality of the Godhead. The personality of God is always with such pure devotees because that their unalloyed service, which is without any tinge of fruity action or auto-pain speculation. They are in the actual service of the Lord, specifically by the due process of the hearing and chanting. The pure devotee hear from the authority and chant, sings and write the glories of the Lord. Mahamani Vasudeva heard from the Narada and then he chanted in the writing. Sukdev Goswami studied from his father and he described to the Parikshit Maharaj. That is the way of Srimad Bhagavatam. So by this, there's action, the pure devotee of the Lord can render any place into the place of pilgrimage, and the holy place are worth the name only on their account. Such pure devotee are able to rectify the polluted atmosphere of any place, and what to speak of the holy place render unholy by the questionable action of interested person who try to adopt the professional life at the cost of reputation of the holy place. Bhavad vida bhagavata tirtha bhuta swayam vibho tirthi kurvanti tirthani swantastena gadavita. Hare Krishna. So welcome to all the devotees in the morning Bhagavatam class. And in this 13 chapters, and it's text 10, Tirtha Bhutani, the Dhritarashtra quits home, and here, in this chapter, describes when the Mahabharata was begin, and before that, knowing the Mahabharata war, Vidura, the devotee of the Lord, he doesn't want to go to the war and take anyone's side. And he just left Hastinapur and traveling to different pilgrimages. And after war was finished, and he returned back to the Hastinapur. And as soon as Pandavas, that time after the war, Yudhishthira Maharaj became the king and Pandavas assisting him. And after seeing the Vidura is coming, and Vidur Maharaj came to the Hastinapur in the kingdom, everyone, including the Yudhishthira Maharaj, Pandavas, queens, Dhritarashtra, everyone just came to the welcome Vidura. And after welcoming the Vidura and given proper seat and given in the food, and when the Vidura taken the proper rest, then Yudhishthira Maharaj, the inquiring from the Viduras, and this sloka is by Yudhishthira Maharaj. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking to the Vidur Maharaj. Now the point is here in this sloka, in this this chapter, one devotee glorifying the other devotees. The Yudhishthira Maharaj, he is the pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the whole Mahabharata we can see how the Krishna assisting him, the Yudhishthira guiding him, Yudhishthira Maharaj. And when the Vidura returned home, Yudhishthira Maharaj asking and glorifying Vidura as the devotee of the Lord. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. People goes to take bath in the river Ganges. And here Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying, in Hindi says, कि आप चलते फिरते धाम हैं. If you want someone to purify, he has to go to the holy place like Haridwar and take the bath, and Banaras, Kashi, take the bath in the Ganges. But this kind of holy place, मतलब ऐसे चलते फिरते जो धाम है वो आपके पास पहुंच जाते हैं. They coming toward you and purifying you. Where they stay, that place become the pilgrimage. This is the potency of devotional service. This is the power of devotional service. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada ji, in the first canto, 6th chapter, on conversation between Vyasdev and Narad Muni, the purport says, and we can also, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, there is different kind of yogas, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, and the bhakti yoga. The Prabhupada said in purport, the karma yoga, the karma kanda, the karma yoga is, the karma yoga, the authorities, the karma yoga authorities are marichis. Marichis are the authority of the karma yogas. For the jnana yoga, authorities are Sanak and Sanatan. Sanat Kumar and Sanat. These are the authority for the jnana yogas. And Prabhupada is saying, but Sri Narad Muni, Narad Muni is the prime authority of devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Narad Muni is given the title, Narad Muni is the authority of the pure devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that purport, Prabhupada writing, कि Marichis and Sanatan, they are not able to enter in the Vaikuntha planet. They may go up to the higher level, but they are not able to enter the Vaikuntha planet. But one who follow the process given by the Narad Muni at the devotional service, everyone, one who follows, they are already going back home, back to Godhead, Vaikuntha. So Narad Muni is the prime authority for the devotional service. Therefore, all the great authorities in the devotional service of the Lord follow the footsteps of the Narad Muni. Being the authority of the pure devotional service of the God, Narad Muni write the books called name Narad Bhakti Sutra. And in Narad Bhakti Sutra, Narad Muni glorifying this devotional service, the bhakti. In the first sutra, Narad Muni explained in the first chapter, first sutra, Athato bhaktim vyakhyamya asyamya. Now I am trying to explain the devotional service, this devotional process of the bhakti in this shloka. Therefore, Prabhupada titled this chapter, Value of the Devotional, Value of the Devotion. And Narad Muni now they're going to describe the process of devotional service. Because here the Yudhishthira Maharaj and Vidura's conversation between two pure devotees come because the pure devotees are discussing only to two pure devotees are discussing only Hari Kathas. Therefore, so here Narad Muni describing the process of devotional service, and in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also describing the process of the devotional service. Where the Lord says that the self-realized person is the transcendental stage known as Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma. Brahma Bhuta state is the transcendental realized state. And in that chapter, Prabhupada says the transcendental state means joyfulness. Prasanna Atma, joyfulness. And Prabhupada write in purport, the other word, he says, that means one who transcendental state and joyfulness, that means he is free from all the contamination. He is free from all the contamination, and here Prabhupada mentioned two types of contaminations in the human being. One is saying lamentation and saying hankering. All the human being in the practical life, we can see in our life that we are hankering for something and we are lamenting for something. The two things happening in the human being. The lamentation and hankering, lamentation and hankering. This is the category of the human being. Therefore, he says, he lamenting for something is loses, is lost, and hankering for which he don't have. This is the process. And other Prabhupada saying the self-realization process also be equally see to equal vision. The Prasanna Atma, and he see the equally everyone, all the living entities equal level. He sees all the living entities, the part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He sees the Supreme Personality of God is everywhere. Therefore, he is Prasanna Atma. Therefore, Krishna saying in the Bhagavad Gita, therefore, Bhaktya Mama Abhijanati. Only by the devotional service, that the process of the devotional serving, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. There is no other process can understand. Even Prabhupada writes in purport, even the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, a transcendental platform for the Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga can understand. Other Sa eva maya tvayam yoga prokta purantana. Now Krishna explaining this process of devotional serving to the Arjuna. This is the difference. All the Hindus, we are saying Hindus, we are saying we are the follower of Vedas, we are the Sanatan Dharmis. But here Prabhupada is saying that mostly people in that category, they don't follow the rules and regulations given by the Vedas. This is the most important part of Vedas. The rules and regulations given by the Vedas just in the first canto, chapter 17. Chapter 17 describes tapas saucham daya satyam iti pado krita krita. The tapas saucham daya satyam. Tapa means tapasya, cleanliness, mercy, and satyam, truthfulness. This is the niyam to follow in the Satyuga from the beginning of the Satyuga. The human beings should follow. Tapas saucham daya satyam. These are the rules given by the Shastra to the follow. But in the same chapter saying, Diutam panam striyas sunam yatta adharmas chaturvidha. The Diutam panam striyas sunam yatta adharmas chaturvidha. This should not follow. You should not do this thing. You should do satya, saucham, you should do for devotional service, in practice you should do, but you should not do what? Dyuta, gambling, pana, intoxication, illicit sex, and don't kill animals. This is the do's and don'ts given by the Shastra. Do this, don't do this. Do this, don't do this. But Prabhupada is saying, many people on this category don't follow the rules and regulations given by the Shastra. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that so-called follower of the Vedas perform all kind of sinful activities. Because if the person don't follow the rules and regulation of the Vedas, ultimately he land to sinful activities, all kind of sinful activities. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, the follower of Vedas perform all kind of sinful activities, and follower of Vedas are very smaller number. Very smaller number. We can see, we ourselves says, follower of Vedas, we don't follow the rules and regulation of the Vedas. Therefore, we can connect ourselves like that. When we came to connect with ISKCON, and when came to temple and devotees, we start to practice devotional service, and there is given by the rules, regulation. Just follow the four regulatory spaces. Don't do this. No intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. These are the rules given by the authorities here. And that coming from the Vedas, this rule is coming from the Vedas. If you want to practice devotional service, you should do this, don't do this. Therefore, he is saying, among the followers of Vedas, very smaller number who follow the rules and regulation. And that also, most of, Prabhupada is writing, most are addicted to the Karmakand section. In that also, in very smaller number, that also people just addicted to the Karmakand section, by which one can elevate oneself to the perfectional stage of economic development. Country, in that Karmakand section, people just think about the country and development of the country like that. And above that is perfection of the Jnani, lying the authorities of the state of Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma, the self-realized, here is Prabhupada saying. After the self-realization, understand devotional service, after Gyan is realized, the self-realization, devotional service, beginning of the devotional service. The devotional service begin. In for this reason, the Narad Muni in this chapter write this Bhakti Sutra, begin the process of devotional service. After the Brahma Bhut realization, the person come to a stage of the beginning of his devotional service. Otherwise, there is not possibility. Therefore, second sutra mention, Satvam Asmin Param Pre Rupam. What is the devotional service manifest as the most elevated pure love for God. After attaining the highest state of self-realization, one became situated in the devotional service. And their devotional service, love of God, is involved in three things: Bhagavan, Bhakta, and Bhakti, the process. The love of God is involved three things: Bhagavan, Bhakta, and process. Therefore, self-realization, the Brahma Bhut Prasannatma, is the beginning of the spiritual life. It is not the perfectional state. That is beginning. This is the beginning of the spiritual life, but not the perfectional stage of the life. If the process understand, the person understand that he is not this body, and that he has nothing to this material world. He became free from the entanglement of material. But that realization is not perfectional stage of the realization. The perfectional stage begin activity of self, realization, realize position at that activity in the based on the understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of the God. Krishna is the master and we are the servant. Jiva is the servant and Krishna is the master, and the duty of the Jiva is the serve the master. The service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest stage of the perfection. Enne Arvind Vibhuktamana, Prabhupada write in this slogan that purport, the person puffed out by his material qualification and this knowledge, and he is not able to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Krishna is the master, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the master, Jiva, we are the servant, or our duty is the service. Therefore, here is in the Bhagavatam, that says, Brahmetmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Sabdade. There are three, the level of transcendentalist, the Paramatma level, the impersonal level, and Paramatma level, and the Bhagavan level. And here saying, those who understand the simply by the living entity, not matter, the spirit, and desire to merge in the Supreme Brahman, is the lower level of understanding, lower level of realization, perfection. Above that, mystic yogi, by meditation, see the Paramatma, is the second level of realization, and Bhagavan and Bhakti, that the personal association, personal service the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the highest level of realization in the. But the person who actually associates with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, highest among all transcendentalists. Therefore, Krishna says, Yogi Nam Sarvesham Mad Gadint Antratma. In this sloka. Therefore, Rupa Goswami is saying, Adho Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Kriya. Therefore, Shraddha, and then he's saying the Sadhu Sangha, association with the devotees, and association with devotees, what start Bhajan Kriya, and then Bhajan Kriya, Anarth Nivritti take place, and then come to the platform of the Nishtha, and they come to the platform of the Ruchi, and they came to the Asakti and Bhava and the Prem. This is the given by Rup Goswami. Therefore, Narada Muni is saying in the third sutra, Amrita Swarupacha. This pure love for God is eternal. Thus, this pure love for God is eternal. And Prabhupada is saying, writing this purport, the Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. The understanding, the activity of the Krishna, appearance of the Krishna, and disappearance of the Krishna. The three things, appearing, activity of Supreme Personality of God Krishna, karma, prakatya, and aprakatya. This understanding lead to the liberation and open the door of the mukti, open the door of the Vaikuntha. Therefore, to conceive oneself with the Supreme Personality of God is the greatest misconception of the soul, self-realization. Here the Prabhupada is writing in the one line, they conceive of the oneself with the Supreme Personality of God is the misconception. The greatest misconception of the self-realization. This misconception prevents one from rising to the highest stage of love of Godhead. But a person who understands his subordinate position can attain the highest state, loving service of the Lord. Therefore, the understanding Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam, the activity of the Supreme Personality of Lord Krishna, birth of the appearance of the Krishna and disappearance of the Krishna, loving service of the Lord and living entity. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying, therefore, Lord and living entities are qualitatively one, but quantitatively different. Thus, while Lord is unlimited and living entity is limited, this understanding called Amrit Swarupa. Therefore, Vedas praise in the Krishna book, in the 10 cantos, the Veda personified when the Krishna took the shelter of the Devaki, and Vedas, all the Veda personified came and praying the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Mama Vansu Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Krishna says Bhagavad Gita. If someone says that Jiva is the equal to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Vedas is saying, if some says the Jiva is the equal, then how can that Jiva come under control of the Maya energy, the energy of the Krishna? If he thinks he is the equal of the Krishna, equal level of the Krishna, then how he is coming the controlled by the Maya Shakti? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Maya Agdachen Prakriti Suyate Sarv. This Prakriti, this material energy is controlled in working in the order of Maya. He is working in the order of Maya order. And that Prakriti is controlling all the jivas, all the living entities. And that living entity is thinking, I am the equal level of the Krishna. That is wrong conception. Therefore, Mama Vanso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Krishna is saying, Jiva is the Maya part and parcel. And Prabhupada is saying in Bhagavad Gita in chapter that Bala Agritasya Bhagasya, the tip of the hair cut into 100 pieces, and that one piece cut into 1,000 pieces, what the size comes, the size is the Jiva. And that Jiva is thinking, I am equal level of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is misconception here. And therefore, Jiva is qualitatively one, but quantitatively is different. Therefore, next sutra is saying, Yal laptva param siddho bhavati amrito bhavati tripto bhavati. The Narada Muni is saying, upon achieving that state of transcendental devotional in the pure love of God, person became what? perfect Siddha. He'd become Siddha, big, immortal, Amrita, and peaceful, Tripto. Perfect, immortal, and peaceful, Tripto. This is the power of devotional service. Then the complete perfection is kaham mape upetya punarjanma dukhalayam asaswatam. This is called complete perfection. The Narad Muni, the explaining it is and Narad Bhakti Sutra. Therefore, we can understand this, the power of these devotees. And here Yudhishthir Maharaj and Vidura is discussing. So we can understand the power of the devotee when he goes anywhere, make that place, the place that, convert that place in the pilgrimage. There is story in Shastra coming to Pundarik. Pundarik is the Vitthal Dev. There was Pandharpur, there was one Brahman named Zanu, the living, the residing in the Pandharpur. And his son was Pundarik, but Pundarik was not respecting his father, he's not doing anything good activity, he's just playing and not accepting any devotional service or devotional practice. Mother or father requesting, but he's just playing and doing nonsense activities. And slowly parents became old, and parents request, please help to go to the Kasi to take bath in the Ganges. The parents requested, Janu requested, but Pundik neglected. No. You people old, I don't want to care, like that. And father, mother of the Pundik, just people are just going to pilgrimage to take bath in the Ganges, in the Kasi. The mother and father, old mother and father also start walking to the Kasi. And after few days, Pundik realized he also wanted to go to the Kasi. So he took the horse and sit on horse and he started walking toward the Kasi. On the way, he saw his mother and father, old mother and father, are walking, trembling to walk. And he just neglected his mother and father and started going ahead. And after evening, he just came to an ashram, Kukkut Muni's ashram. And he want to take rest there to spend the night, and morning he want to continue his journey. When night he came to the ashram, he saw amazing thing. In the night, everyone just sleep, and he saw the amazing thing. Three girls came, and that girl face was blackish, and they just came and start brooming the ashram in the midnight. They start cleaning the ashram, brooming the ashram, and just by cleaning and brooming that ashram, they became so beautiful. So became beautiful like demigods. And Pundarik was just awake and he saw, and he went to them and he asking, who are you? I saw you just black, now just doing something, you became so beautiful, then who are you? And that ladies were not other than Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati. And that chastised the Pundarik, you are the Pataki, you are the sinful person. You are the sinful person, you are the Pataki, we don't want to talk to you. They just neglect him and just went away. And after that, Pundarik realized his mistake, how sinfully he is. That realization, and in this way, in morning, he just met the Kukkud Muni and asked, says, how long is the Kasi? Then Kukkud Muni says, I don't know how long is the Kasi, because I never went the Kasi. I am here only doing my service and just doing my bhajan and service. I never. That make to think, Pundrik, that make to think what is done for his mother and father, pure devotee. Therefore, Rupa Goswami was saying, Tatraiva Ganga Yamuna cha tatra Godavari tatra Saraswati cha Sarvani tirthani vasanti tatra yatra achudara katha prasanga. Yatra achudara katha prasanga. The Rupa Goswami Padyavali saying this, and here see Kukkud Muni's ashram, with the Ganga, Saraswati and Jamuna and coming and doing some service. And Rupa Goswami was saying, when the Achyuta, the pure devotee, is discussing the topic of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Katha, all the tirthas, all the rivers, Ganga, Saraswati, Jamuna, Gaveri, Kadi, all present there. If the pure devotee is discussing like this katha, the understanding is that all the rivers, all the tirthas are present there. Therefore, when the person, devotee like Vidura, walking and going anywhere, the making the place in pilgrimage. Therefore, this is the beautiful section, and therefore he is saying, Prasangam ajram pasam atmana kavayo vidhu sa eva sadhu sukrito mokshadwaram apavitam. What is saying? Every learned man knows very well that attachment for the material is the greatest entanglement of the spirit soul. Attachment for the material thing is the greatest entanglement for the spirit soul. Therefore, he is saying, but that same attachment, when applied to the self-realized devotees, like Vidura, like Srila Prabhupada, open the door of liberation. The attachment, we cannot give up the attachment, but when we attach material thing, so, and when we attach the pure devotee like Prabhupada, Viduras, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Narad Munis, that open the door of Vaikuntha, open the door of liberation. This is the power of devotees and devotional service. Therefore, here the beautifully two devotees discussing Tirtha Kurvanti Tirthani. And we can see the life of Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada went to the America, just sitting in the garden, chanting the holy name, and attracted the people. Jahannath people came, Prabhupada instruction them, giving the rules and regulation. And now that disciple of Srila Prabhupada going all over the world and making the place in pilgrimage. That is the power of devotional service, power of the devotee. Here Srila Prabhupada came to Bharati Vidya Bhavan and just put his cane towards this temple and said, यहाँ पर मंदिर होना चाहिए. Just a glance of Srila Prabhupada, this place become purified, and this now it is Sri Radha Gopinath ji here. There is behind the simple garden, many visitors come and they love to sit there, they love to take selfie there in the garden. 20 years back, that place was the garbage place. Every night, just people are throwing the garbage from their windows. At night, we can hear the hour, dhap, 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 coming the plastic carry bag. And here, the person, His Holy Radhanath Swami Maharaj, saw the place. And by his mercy, by his desire, that place converted into beautiful dham. There is Madan Mohan temple, there is Govindji temple, this is the Tulsi Maharani's temple. That garbage place become the dham. And now many visitor devotees coming and spending time chanting, they're around there and just discussing katha. This is the power of devotees and devotional service. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki.